They say loyalty is everything. But what happens when secrets buried deep come clawing back to life? Papoose just dropped a bombshell that has the entire hip-hop world spinning. Remy Ma, his ride or die, may have been keeping a dark, dirty secret involving none other than 50 Cent. And according to Papoose, this wasn't just some industry handshake, it was blackmail. Straight-up manipulation. A betrayal wrapped in silence. Whispers of shady late-night meetings. Sealed envelopes and hush money have turned into deafening roars, and Papoose isn't staying quiet anymore. In a bold, emotional revelation, he laid it all bare. How 50 Cent allegedly used Remy Ma's past against her to strike a hidden deal, and how she kept it from her own husband. Now, fans are torn. Was Remy protecting her legacy, or was she protecting herself at the cost of her marriage? And how far did 50 Cent go to keep this deal hidden? One thing's for sure, the truth is explosive. And this revelation might just shatter the last piece of trust left between Remy and Papoose. Stay tuned, this story is far from over. The world of hip-hop has always been full of shocking moments, betrayals, and hidden truths. But this time, what just came out might be one of the most explosive stories we've ever seen. When Papoose stood in front of the cameras and told the world that Remy Ma had been keeping a dark secret from him, one that involved a secret deal with 50 Cent, fans were left stunned, confused, and ready for answers. Nobody saw it coming. Papoose has always been known as the loyal, no-nonsense husband who held Remy down during her prison sentence, stood by her through every scandal, and defended her name in public. But what happens when the one person you've protected is the one who's been lying to you all along? It started with whispers in the industry. Quiet rumors that Remy had been meeting up with 50 Cent on the low, outside of business deals, outside of rap beefs. These weren't studio sessions or label sit-downs. These were private, unannounced meetings, often late at night and never spoken about afterward. At first, no one paid attention. Remy and 50 Cent have known each other for years. Both are veterans. In the game, both have tangled with drama and legal troubles. But then came the photos. Grainy shots from a parking garage. Quick glance between tinted car windows. And then a leaked voicemail. That was the moment the story stopped being speculation. Papoose didn't want to believe it. At first, he brushed it off as industry games. It's people trying to stir up drama for clicks. But the messages started piling up. Anonymous texts, warnings, watch your wife. She's not telling you everything. And then a message that stopped him cold. Ask Remy about the blackmail. That one word, blackmail, changed everything. Papoose confronted Remy in private. Sources close to the couple say the argument lasted hours. Voices were raised, tears were shed. Remy tried to deny it at first, but when Papoose showed her the evidence, he had gathered photos, texts, and the voicemail, she broke down. She finally admitted that 50 Cent had been holding something over her head for months. Something from her past. Something she never wanted to see the light of day. And in exchange for his silence, she agreed to work with him on a deal that went far beyond music. But what exactly was 50 Cent holding over her? That's where things get darker. Word is, 50 somehow got access to private documents tied to a criminal case Remy was allegedly involved in before her big prison sentence. Something that was sealed, never brought to light, and could destroy her reputation if it ever surfaced. The documents hinted at her being closer to someone tied to a major street crime than the public ever knew. If those files were released, it wouldn't just be the media dragging her name, could bring legal trouble back to her doorstep. So when 50 Cent approached her with those documents, it wasn't a business proposal. It was a threat. Let's work with me, do what I ask, and this never sees the light of day. Papoose was crushed. It wasn't just about the deal, it was about the lie. All these months, maybe even years, Remy had been covering up this deal, pretending like everything was fine. Going on interviews, showing love to Papoose on Instagram, standing by his side in public, all while secretly trying to keep 50 Cent satisfied behind closed doors. And for what? To protect her past? To protect her image? Now fans are split. People say Remy did what she had to do. Think 50 Cent played dirty and forced her into a corner? Others say she should have told Papoose from the beginning, so that keeping it a secret made it worse. And some are even questioning what kind of dirt 50 really has, because if it was enough to make Remy bend, it must be devastating. Insiders say the deal between Remy and 50 wasn't just hush money, yet involved appearances, influence, and even loyalty in public rap beefs. Remember when Remy stayed quiet during 50's feud with Fat Joe? Or when she suddenly backed out of that collaboration with one of 50's rivals? It's all starting to make sense now. What's more shocking is that Papoose says this isn't just about betrayal, it's about survival. He said in the leaked voice note, "I stood by her through the worst, but this ain't just a mistake. This is her playing a whole game behind my back, a dangerous one. And I was out here looking like a clown." Fans are heartbroken. This was one of hip-hop's strongest couples. The love story people pointed to when they said true loyalty still exists in the game. Papoose, holding her down during her prison stint, waiting years for her release, never caught in a scandal, always speaking highly of his queen. And now, he's standing in front of the world saying she betrayed that trust for a secret deal with the very man who's disrespected countless artists in the industry. And 50 Cent is playing it cool, of course. In true 50 fashion, he posted a meme about the situation, laughing at the chaos. "She knows better than to cross me," he captioned it, followed by a wink emoji and the word power, a not-so-subtle flex. That he's still the king of leverage. But if you read between the lines, even 50's laughing mask can't hide the truth. He had something. He used it. And now he's sitting back watching the storm unfold. Remy, meanwhile, hasn't made a full public statement yet. But those close to her say she's devastated, that she never meant to hurt Papoose. That she thought keeping it from him was protecting him. But the damage is done. The truth is out. And no amount of apologies can take back months of secrecy and manipulation. This bombshell has already sparked chaos across social media. Fans are digging through old interviews, old tweets, trying to find signs, looking for clues. Wondering how long this secret has been bubbling under the surface. And more importantly, what else might come out now that the dam has broken? Because if 50 Cent had this kind of power over Remy Ma, who else might be in his pocket? And how deep does this game go? Papoose has made one thing clear. He's not staying silent anymore. And this was just the beginning of what he plans to expose. The shockwaves from Papoose's emotional revelation hadn't even settled when the drama took another wild turn. Just hours after the truth about Remy Ma's secret deal with 50 Cent went public, fans noticed something else. Remy had gone completely silent. No posts, no comments, no appearances. Not even a denial. That silence, it was louder than words. And it only fueled the fire that she was guilty. But behind the scenes, things were spiraling fast. According to insiders, Papoose left the family. Home that night, he didn't pack bags, he didn't make a scene. He just walked out. Friends close to him said he needed space, not just from Remy, but from the lies, the betrayal, and the pressure of keeping up an image that was now shattered. For over a decade, he had built their legacy like a fortress. They were the couple others looked up to. But now that fortress had a crack so deep, it might never be repaired. Meanwhile, word started to spread that 50 Cent wasn't done. Rumors began circulating that he had even more dirt on Remy Ma, and if pushed, he was willing to go nuclear. Screenshots, video clips, and even alleged bank transfers were being teased by anonymous accounts online. One account even claimed that 50 had been recording conversations with Remy, something that, if true, would completely destroy any defense she might try to put up. Papoose saw all of this, and instead of staying quiet, he decided to speak again, this time with more intensity. In a second live stream that quickly went viral, he didn't hold back. "I've always kept it solid. I was never in this for clout. But now the world gotta know, Remy wasn't just hiding a deal. She was hiding who she became. He paused, looked directly at the camera, and then added, "You can't build a kingdom with someone who's negotiating with the enemy." That line hit like a bullet. Fans started speculating whether this meant Papoose was done for good. Some begged him to stay and fight for his marriage, saying everyone makes mistakes. Others said he deserved better, that he gave Remy more chances than most men would have ever given. And she spit in his face. But the biggest twist came when another name entered the picture. Shamil Mackey, better known as Papoose's cousin, and a former label executive. He allegedly had direct contact with someone from 50 Cent's team and confirmed that the blackmail wasn't just personal, it was strategic. 50 Cent had been targeting Remy for nearly a year. After hearing whispers that she was considering helping one of his enemies behind the scenes, if that's true, then everything makes sense. The private meetings, the sudden backing out of deals, the shifting public alliances. It was all a chess game. 50 knew Remy's past, found a weakness, and used it to control her like a puppet. And while Remy thought she was buying herself protection, she was actually playing right into 50's master plan. In the hip-hop world. This kind of manipulation isn't new. But what's shocking is how easily it worked on someone as seasoned and strong as Remy Ma. People who knew her described her as fearless, smart, strategic. Yet here she was, cornered and outplayed by a man who built his brand on chaos. And 50 Cent? He wasn't backing down. Just a day after Papoose's second live stream, 50 posted another cryptic message on his Instagram. It was a photo of chess pieces the king knocked over and a queen standing alone. The caption, "Checkmate." Fans instantly took it as a jab at Remy and Papoose's collapsed empire. Meanwhile, Remy's team started damage control. They released a soft statement to blogs saying there are multiple narratives being pushed right now. Not all of them. Our true Remy is focused on her family and asks for privacy. But that didn't calm the fire. If anything, it made people more suspicious. Because what was true? What parts of the story were lies? And why hadn't Remy come forward herself? Papoose wasn't waiting around for apologies anymore. Sources say he began speaking to lawyers, not for divorce yet, but for legal protection. Word is, he wants to make sure whatever fallout comes from this deal doesn't touch him or their daughter. Because now that 50 Cent has made his move public, there's no telling what he'll do next. Papoose knows 50's history. The man doesn't stop until he gets what he wants. And clearly, he's already gotten part of it. And then came the biggest bombshell of part 2. One of 50's former business partners leaked a piece of information that flipped everything upside down. According to him, the deal Remy made wasn't just about silence, it involved signing over partial rights to one of her unreleased albums. That's right. Remy had allegedly promised 50 Cent a cut of her future music revenue, all in exchange for unburying that secret criminal file. This deal, if true, could wreck her music career. Artists depend on ownership. Giving away rights, especially to someone like 50, could cripple her income and freedom. But she did it anyway, because the alternative was worse. The world learning what she tried to leave behind. Papoose, who had helped Remy rebuild her career after prison, was blindsided by that revelation. He had fought to get her shows, collaborations, and even funded part of her Return to Music campaign. To find out that she had secretly signed away rights to the man who humiliated her in the past, that broke him in a private conversation that later leaked online. Papoose was overheard saying, "This ain't the woman I went to war for. I don't know who she is anymore." It's heartbreaking, because no matter how much dirt comes out, there's still love under the betrayal. That's what makes it more painful. If this were just a business fallout, it wouldn't hurt like this, but this is family. This was supposed to be forever. Now, the hip-hop community is watching closely. Artists are choosing sides. Fat Joe reportedly reached out to Papoose privately, offering support. Cardi B tweeted a cryptic message. "You, never really know who people are behind the filters. And Nicki Minaj, who has her own beef history with Remy, posted a laughing emoji under a shady meme that seemed to be mocking the situation. Meanwhile, 50 Cent is basking in the attention. But insiders warn, he might have gone too far this time. The industry is split. Some admire his power play, but others are starting to call it bullying. If it's proven that he used blackmail to control Remy, legal consequences could follow. And what about Remy? She's still silent, still off the grid. Okay. But there are rumors she's preparing to speak. Okay. The question is, will she own her truth or try to spin it again? Okay, because with the way things are unfolding, the next move could either save what's left of her marriage or destroy it for good, as the fallout deepened. The air around Remy Ma and Papoose's once respected union became heavier with tension, mystery, and disappointment. The hip-hop community, fans, and even some close allies waited anxiously to see whether Remy Ma would finally step up and tell her side of the story. And when she finally did, it wasn't in a grand press conference, nor on a flashy podcast. It was a single, unfiltered, emotionally raw live stream. And in that moment, Remy looked like someone who had the weight of the world crushing her shoulders. Her voice trembled as she began, "I never wanted this to happen. I never thought it would come to this. But here we are." She didn't deny the deal with 50 Cent. In fact, she confirmed it but insisted that it wasn't what people thought. According to her, the deal wasn't about betraying Papoose or working with an enemy for personal gain. It was survival. He had something that could destroy everything. Not just me, but my son, my freedom, everything I've built. I didn't do this to get ahead. I did this to keep from falling all the way back. Remy admitted that years ago. Before her major prison bid, she was loosely connected to someone who ended up in deep legal trouble. Someone from her past, an old flame who had been part of a violent gang case. She claimed she had nothing to do with the crime itself, but was scared that 50 Cent had obtained sealed court documents that linked her name to that person. She said she wasn't guilty, but in the court of public opinion, association alone could ruin her. That's when she dropped the line that stopped everyone cold. "I told Papoose I was protecting him. But truth is, I was protecting myself. Okay? And I hate that it cost me my marriage." She broke down midstream. Okay? And for the first time in this entire scandal, Remy didn't look like a power player or a rap icon. She looked like a woman who had made the worst deal of her life and was now forced to live with it. She admitted that when 50 Cent approached her, he didn't ask for money, he asked for leverage. He wanted control, loyalty. He wanted to show people that even the strongest fold when he plays dirty enough. And I folded. Fans were left speechless. In a strange way, her vulnerability softened some of the harsh criticism she'd faced, but the damage was undeniable, especially with Papoose, who reportedly refused to watch the live stream and instead responded with a single, cryptic post on Instagram, a picture of their wedding day, with the caption, "Loyalty is royalty. Betrayal is poverty." His meaning was clear. Trust wasn't just broken, it was bankrupt. Meanwhile, 50 Cent continued to provoke the situation, clearly enjoying the chaos he caused. He posted another meme of Remy's live stream with a sarcastic caption, "Ooh, now she'll wanna cry. Should have kept it 100 from the jump." He followed that with laughing emojis and tagged Unette. This wasn't just a power move for 50, it was sport. And now that he'd won the game, he wasn't showing mercy. But then, another shock hit. A former G-Unit insider came forward with explosive claims. He alleged that 50 Cent's entire blackmail strategy was part of a bigger operation, one that involved digging up dirt on multiple female artists. He even claimed that Remy Ma wasn't the only one who had been approached with threats. Several other women in the industry had quietly bowed out of projects, switched alliances, or stayed silent on issues involving 50 because they too had been handled. If true, this made 50's actions not just manipulative, but part of a disturbing pattern. And legal experts began to chime in. Blackmail, even in the music industry, is a crime. If Remy Ma chose to press charges or even speak with authorities, it could open a dangerous door for 50 Cent. One that might expose a network of intimidation within the entertainment world. But Remy Ma, once again, shocked everyone when she said, "I'm not pressing charges. I don't want revenge. I just want peace." That choice sparked even more debate. Some fans respected her maturity, others called it weakness, and Papoose. He remained silent. In the weeks that followed, Remy pulled back from public life. She canceled performances, avoided interviews, and reportedly moved out of the home she shared with Papoose. Rumors swirled that they were taking time apart, living separately, but had not filed for divorce yet. Then came another twist that reignited everything. A leaked audio clip surfaced, allegedly a phone call between 50 Cent and another G-Unit affiliate where 50 is heard bragging about how easy it was to flip Remy. He says, "She thought I was bluffing. I had that paperwork. She folded so fast, it shocked even me. Gave me the whole bag. She's lucky I ain't leaked the rest yet." Okay. That clip went viral in seconds. Okay. And this time, even people who had defended 50 before began to turn on him. The manipulation was undeniable now. He didn't just blackmail Remy, he mocked her afterward. He treated her life like a chessboard, and she was just another pawn. But 50 wasn't done. Days later, he teased that he had one more surprise involving Remy and would reveal it if she keeps playing victim. At this point, Remy Ma's image was crumbling. And for Papoose, it was the final straw in a shocking Instagram Live. Papoose announced he was separating from Remy Ma indefinitely. He said, "I've loved that woman with everything in me. I gave her the best of me. But love without honesty is just an illusion, and I refuse to live in an illusion any longer." Kay added, "This ain't about 50 Cent anymore. This is about what was allowed to happen behind closed doors. I'm stepping away with peace, with grace, and with no regrets. But I won't keep pretending. I can't." The heartbreak in his voice was real. And fans mourned the end of one of hip-hop's most iconic love stories. Now, weeks later, the industry is still shaken. The Remy-Papoose breakup has inspired debates about blackmail, loyalty, trauma, and trust. 50 Cent continues to troll online, but his reputation has taken a noticeable hit. Many are now questioning his character, his ethics, and how many careers he's destroyed behind the scenes. As for Remy Ma, she's reportedly writing a book. Some say it's a memoir, others say it's her way of reclaiming the narrative. Either way, she's gone quiet, her team insisting she's focused on healing her family and her daughter. But healing won't be easy. Not when your name is tied to betrayal, manipulation, and the loss of the only man who ever truly stood by your side. And Papoose, he's getting back into the studio. Rumors suggest he's pouring all this pain into an album that might just be the most honest project of his career. The streets may forget the headlines, but real fans will never forget how quickly everything changed. How one secret deal flipped a marriage, a legacy, and a culture upside down. And no matter how many jokes, 50 Cent posts, the truth always comes out. This story isn't just about Remy Ma, Papoose, or even 50 Cent. It's about what happens when secrets, power, and pride collide behind the scenes. We watched a love story collapse, an empire shake, and a rap queen fall from grace. But the truth is, this drama is far from over. Will Remy rebuild her image and earn back the trust of the fans and the man she betrayed? Or is this the final chapter in one of hip-hop's most iconic couples? Let us know what you think in the comments. Was Remy just a victim of 50 Cent's dirty game, or did she willingly sacrifice everything to protect herself? Should Papoose have stayed and forgiven her, or was walking away the only real choice he had? Make sure you hit that like button if you're rocking with the truth. Subscribe if you want more raw, unfiltered stories straight from the heart of hip-hop. And don't forget to turn on that notification bell so you never miss the next drop. Because trust the tea is boiling. And the next episode might be even wilder. Stay locked in. This is Rare Celeb, and we always keep it real. It's no cap, no filter.